Hey! Welcome back to Polyglots of the Week. It has been 1 year since I've begun saying that, and I can't believe it's been 1 year. Like, I don't know, I don't know how. But it has been. So, this week we're just talking about what our past year was like, and what we're planning for our future year, and I don't know, I guess the future in general. So let's talk about let's talk about my last year, which, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, it was probably not a good year for my language learning side of me, my polyglot side, because I was a freshman in college last year, and I was still like getting used. It was a transition period for me, and I was still, at the beginning I was still getting used to being there, and then towards the end I was like really into school and like keeping track of, you know, my like actual personal life. So I didn't have as much time to study languages, and along with that problem was also the fact that I didn't realize this would happen as a senior, but in college you have less classes, which on one side it's good because you have more time to do homework and stuff, but on the other side you have less time to study the things you want. And since I was a freshman, you gotta take a lot of core classes. I had to take this writing class, I had to take a univ class, like a university class thing where you have to like learn about the city. And, I mean, those are fine classes, but they're not languages, and they weren't, you know, what I wanted to go into college to study. So, unfortunately, I had to, like, stop studying a number of my languages, or, you know, demote them to, like, self-studying on my free time, which wasn't as good because I wasn't used to having to study so many at a time. In high school, I only studied Swedish on my own. Now all of a sudden I had to study 3 languages on my own time, and it was not a good balance because it just couldn't transition like that from 1 to 3. And I mean, it worked at the beginning of the year when I had like more time and stuff, but as the year went on I just didn't have the time anymore, or I was too tired. You know, that happens, you get exhausted towards the end of the school year. But fortunately, now that I'm a sophomore, there's more space in my schedule. I'm taking Chinese again, so I don't have to worry about that one. And I only have like 2 languages to study on my own time. I'm mostly gonna be focusing on Swedish, but I don't want to lose the German. I'll see what I can do. I'm also planning on taking it in the future when I have even more time. The one good thing on the language side was that I did get to improve on my French because I'm a French major. That means that I'm always taking French classes, and I'm always taking high-level French classes. And, you know, although I don't really like, it wasn't what I expected out of a French class. I expected, you know, learning about culture and the language itself. I did improve a lot on reading and writing, because those are the kinds of classes that I'm taking. I have to take these classical literature books, and just, like, for example, last year I had to write one essay like every other week usually. Sometimes we get a break, but pretty much every other week or every 3 weeks, consistently, like another essay, a 2-page essay on whatever we were reading at the time. And it was usually these like it was like Voltaire, or these like really, you know, classical literature books. Yeah. And so like Waiting for Godot was another one. But so like that improved on my reading and writing a lot, and I feel a lot more comfortable like writing essays now, because I didn't do that in high school at all. If I did, it was for the AP test, which is completely different. It wasn't like analyzing a book and talking about its themes or whatever. I mean, it's not like my essays are like amazing, but they did help me improve. So for French, it's been good, and that's continuing. I'm still a French major. I'm going to continue studying and taking these high-level classes. But yeah, this next year I'm taking Chinese, as I said, and I'm already, like, recuperating everything that I lost and going on and practicing more, and I feel a lot better that way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with self-studying, but personally for me, I prefer having a class or only self-studying one language at a time. Like, I've always done that with Swedish, so I'm comfortable with Swedish on my own time, but overall I prefer classes. That's just my learning style. I need more discipline. And then, let's see. Other things next year, I was just going to talk briefly, like, I'm an anthropology major as well. I don't know how many times I've mentioned that, but the cool thing about that is that it does overlap a little bit with languages, because although we don't learn a language in anthropology class, we do learn about culture a lot. We learn about, next semester I'm going to take a linguistic anthropology class, which, you know, overlaps even more. So I feel like that's good partnership there, and I'm taking way more anthropology classes this semester, so I feel like that helps too. I don't know, just a little tidbit. And then third, I am looking into study abroad options next year, so I'll finally have something to talk about in, like, my personal life, because all my stuff is boring. It's just like my opinions on things or the languages that I already know. But, like, once I start studying abroad, I know I'll have, like, a lot of stuff to talk about, and I'm just looking into it right now, like, different programs and stuff. Definitely looking into China and France. So, I don't know, if anyone has any, like, tips on that, please leave a comment. But okay, and this video is getting kind of long, so I'm just gonna make one more last comment, which is, let's see, how do I start this? Because it's been a year, out of curiosity, I just kind of looked up, what was the most popular video on this channel, just, I don't know, because I wanted to, and it's one of mine, and I'm just, like, that blew my mind when I saw that, because I did not expect it to be my video, to be, like, 5,000 views. That's insane. And, like, all I can think of is, like, why me? Why am I, like, at that top spot? Why is my video there? Because I've personally always felt like the weakest link on this channel. I am the youngest, and I have never studied abroad. I've visited other countries, but never have I ever, like, gone to school in another country. And the only language I'm fluent in is my native language and English. So I don't know, that just kind of blew my mind. I just didn't expect it at all. So for this next year, I guess I'm just gonna be more aware of, like, comments and stuff, because I didn't expect there to be so many comments. I've checked occasionally, and it's usually like one or two, and I've been like, okay, and a lot of them, like, I don't know how to respond to. They're just, like, interesting tidbits of, you know, people's own, like, information, and I think that's awesome. But, like, I didn't expect so many comments on some of the videos, so I'm gonna pay more attention to that this next year, you know, channel-wise, because I did not realize it would. I don't know, I just didn't realize there'd be so many. It's not like a huge amount, like, but it is more than I expected. So I'm gonna try to be more, I don't know, like, cooperative, like, more aware of, you know, how many people watch this, I guess. I don't know what else to say with that. I'm glad that people are still watching our videos. I think that's really awesome. I think it's really cool that people are commenting and leaving their own, like, experiences and just what they think about things and stuff like that, and that should keep going. I will try my best to keep that going, and yeah. See you next week.